Round and round we go. We're on a quest to do better than our best. It's the High Score Club. Hello there. Welcome to the High Score Club, and this is the second episode that I've filmed. And as you see now over there, there is now something that shows this is pre-recorded. Sorry if you were wanting to chat live. Not going to be an option tonight. But Adventures of Tron. This is a classic Atari 2600 game that I enjoy playing, and it's one of the few games that I am aware of besides Yar's Revenge where you can start the game on your controller. And so that's what I'm going to do here. You'll see that I'm also absolutely nowhere near the world record on this one. But if I could do as good as my current high score, it would be good enough on the Twin Galaxies board to be the second best score out there. So let's see if I can top that. Let's see if I can get at least 100,000. That's where I'm shooting for tonight. And as always on this, we're going to shoot to beat my own record. Personal record. If I can do that, then we're doing good. Alright, so one thing I will point out about the gameplay is that this center beam right here. Right now, I can't just continue moving up the elevator every time. So for example, right here, I can, but right now I can't. You know, you press up there, it's not going to do you any good until you've crossed that center beam, and then the elevators switch up. It's like unlocking the elevators, allowing you to go up. I can jump down to any previous floor without any problems at any given time. Sometimes that, and I believe they say that's the solar sailor that's there in the on the third floor. And of course you can be it into a controlled slide there. Oh, let's hit this. You can be into a controlled slide that makes you go slower, in case that works as a particularly effective strategy, and sometimes it does. Alright. There we go. And let's go here. Definitely getting a little more difficult. This is another one of those classic Atari 2600 games that I go back to a lot. Greatly enjoy it. It's nice when you can get 2 for 1, but that wasn't happening right there. Down. Tuck in. No! That is not what I wanted to do, for what it's worth. That was not a strategic move, that was an oops move. This may be an oops move as well. Nope, barely not. But you can jump back and forth. Sometimes that works out as a good move. Okay, now we're definitely getting faster. And you start being smart about when I go up the elevators when there's all these tanks involved. Okay. Hell. That's our first loss. That's going to be a problem. I got to figure out how to best do this, because that was not smart, no matter how I look at this. Okay, if I'm smart about this, I can go up there, Drop right behind him. Oh, and I think I'm safe from the gunfire on the bottom level. I do believe that is also a factor to consider. Don't get me wrong, they can still very much run into me. If I can beat 100,000, I'll be happy with that. Okay, drop. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it would seem though I am safe from gunfire on the bottom half, and that is something I may need to use to my advantage on occasion. Nice. All right. Nice. Starting to come together strategy-wise. Drop down. Yeah, I'm starting to remember parts of this. It's not what I wanted to do for what it's worth. That was kind of funny to drop down first. Alright, here we go. Yeah, did not like that. Not a big fan of being shot at in general! Oh my goodness. Alright. I think that applies to most of us in video games or otherwise. Oh, hell. Alright, this is not going well. And there we go. Where are you going to come out? Okay, you're coming out over there. I need to get... Well, I'm just going to die a bunch now. There we have it. 57,000 is my first. That is not enough to beat my current high score. So we hit reset again and drop down. And it's so weird going back to the slow speeds after that. That is one thing I've noticed about this game, is going back a second or third time to play it. It just feels painfully, awkwardly slow. It just slows down that much, where it's just like, oh my goodness, this is dragging now. Alright. And yet the Solar Sailor's just full speed ahead still. Okay. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Mess around long enough and you just get a tank. Decides he's going to come join the party. Nope. No! That's bad. Alright, so let's not do that again, especially on an earlier level like this. There's really no excuse for that. Except for the fact that I'm just getting lulled into this slower tempo of gameplay, for one. It's starting to speed up again, but my goodness, it is seriously slow in comparison. It seems like when we get those three... Okay. I think there is something to be said for figuring... Oh, how nice. 2-for-1s are so cool. There is something to be said for knowing when to anticipate your enemy will arrive. And that is just awful as well. This doesn't feel like the sort of game that I'm ready to start resetting yet. I don't know that I'm necessarily doomed. And also having to go back to the super slow speeds does not appeal to me at the moment. That, by the way, far too close for my liking. This may not be a smart move, so let's go here. And the same. Okay, so once the third guy's there... I don't know that it's an exact thing each time, but I imagine it's... Yeah, that's... They barely give you enough room to get by. So it's when your enemy has reached the second platform on the level below. Right there is where they'll... It wasn't exact, though. So once he reaches that, I gotta start worrying. Okay, so it's... I think as the game speeds up, so right there is where I gotta start paying attention. Like I'm getting a little more leeway. Yeah. It's slightly random, seemingly random at that point. It may not be, but it seemed like it could have been. Alright. So... Once he's past, get up. Once he's reached that platform, even that platform, we had those guys coming. Okay, up we go. Yeah, see, I've grown, I believe, if I remember right, that's a really nice thing when the recognizers are on the level, because it gives you a little more time to react. Especially when you consider that the tanks are shooting at you, so... Yeah, 2-for-1. Run. Okay, so right there I gotta start worrying it. Okay. I mostly want to beat my own score here, and I feel like I can do that. I just need to stop making silly mistakes. It's getting a little fast now. But ultimately, I do prefer that. Yeah. Down. Where are you coming from? Yeah. Yeah, alright. Drop. Yeah, alright. Let's get in a rhythm here. second. Yeah, you don't get a lot of time to react to some of that. 64,600, still not enough to beat my personal high score yet. So we're gonna try again. All right. Super slow time. Goofing around with the joystick because it feels a little weird at that point, and that almost cost me. I'm hoping I'm not breaking this 500XJ because I actually really do like the controller quite a bit, but it's no good to me if it dies. Alright. At this point I'm definitely thinking just more along the lines of beat your own score. Don't aim for that world record because, well, I mean, aim for the world record, but boy, baby steps. I can't even get 1/10 of the world record yet. Right there's when you gotta worry about the food. I need to probably try to find a way to use the solar sailor as part of my strategy. Yeah, 2 for 1. Really should be some bonus points in that. It might be, for all I know. Drop. Alright. And at this point, since I'm aiming for 100,000, I'm already 1/4 of the way there. There's really no reason I shouldn't be able to do this. Hell. Alright. Got a little too greedy, I guess. Drop. Okay. Get out of there. I fell right into that. Okay, that's what I gotta start doing. Wait. Okay, he's on that side. Do not raise until that. Do not raise until you know where your enemy is. Pretty self-explanatory stuff, really. Yeah. Where are you at? There you are. Okay. Alright. 4/10 of the way there. Oh, that would be nice. There it is. Use it to your advantage. That's the way to do it. Drop. Wait. Now. Okay. Ah! It's just stupid on my part. Alright. Again, it's normally dumb moves that are what leads to death, I guess. Halfway there. Oh, he did shoot at me on that bottom level. So it's not safe at all down there. Well, that's scary. And good to know. Or I'm thinking that I'm completely safe down there. I'm totally not. Get out of there. All right. Yeah, there's what I need. Really does seem like it's almost a race to get to the top. And get those out of the way. Not necessarily the case. Ah, 66,000. We're still just not there yet. Alright, well, I'd hate to have this second episode be the one where I don't reach my previous best score. I have video proof of it too, so it's not like I can't submit the old score that I have footage of for the world second place, not world record, but second best score. But disappointing. It's not like my score of 97.6 was all that far away from 100,000, which again, that's 1/10 of the world record. It would still be enough to be second place right now. Alright. Baby steps. Little celebrations here because we're approaching 1/10 of where I'm aiming. Heck. Alright. Got her. 1/10. That's that time when the solar sailor takes you where you not want to go. Alright, we're almost to full speed. Okay, 2 for 1. Love the 2 for 1s. Always gonna love the 2 for 1s. One more time without you go. Alright. Okay, so where are you at? Alright, there they are. Grab. So once they reach the other turf there, it's no longer safe up here. That's not what I wanted to do, but I'll take it under the circumstances. Yep, that gives me a little more leeway. Jump on there. Yeah, now we're talking. That's gotta be it. Use the solar sailor as part of it, and it helps you get across quick enough that... Yeah, 2 for 1. I think that's totally got to be part of the strategy. That's how you outwit them, I guess. Use that to your benefit. Okay, because now... Oh, well that was not smart. Not remotely. I was pressing up, but I wasn't on the elevator yet, so that was definitely a mistake. Okay, I've got a moment or two. Yeah. Beautiful. Alright. Drop that. Drop that. And take my time when it's just recognizers. Yeah, but a mistimed jump on that too, and you're dead in the water on the solar sailor too, though, so gotta be careful about that. Yeah. Using the solar sailor more often for victory, though. That's clearly a smart move. Yeah, that's what happens when you screw up, though. You mistime it, you jump right into a tank. Alright, so... balance here. Balance. Maybe don't just do it every time just because you can. Use it for a means of escape. Use it as a means to get to the other side quickly. These are things that should be pretty obvious, really. And up we go. Yeah, alright. It's actually slower than running practically at this point. Oh. But it's still a way that you're above the tanks at that point. Problem. Well, there's that. This is not a good run. Not remotely. Get out of there. Where are you at? There you are. Get out of there. Alright. 4/10 of the way there. Alright, half. Alright, get out of here. No. Okay. Yeah, it seems like the solar sailor is faster on some levels. Which makes sense, I suppose. Alright, 46. Yeah, 50,000. Halfway where I'm aiming. Okay, let them... Alright. Alright, I'll take it. And 2 for 1. Hell. Alright. Jump. That's where you want the 2 for 1s, especially. When you can get them. Never possible on the third level thanks to the Solar Sailor. That's alright. Okay, so let's jump over here. Right. Yeah, that was never going to be a twofer. Not with that, but let's do that. Okay, B on the side. There you go. Nice. Alright, now we're getting in a little bit of a groove, I suppose. And there you go. There you go. And there you go. Hell. Not a lot of space. 65-4, man. I just cannot do this thus far. It's not been good. But I continue to make stupid mistakes, too. So that Solar Sailor is going to be all about use it when it makes sense. Do not use it when it doesn't. Again, kind of a duh thing. Stuff that seems like it is really a bit more of a no-brainer than anything. But verbalizing it, I think, helps. For me. Yeah. Alright, cool. Roughly a tenth of the way there. I'm actually curious now that I saw that. What I've not noticed is if I get points for jumping tanks. Not that I want to jump a tank anytime soon, just for finding out. But thus far, what I see is a lot of... Yeah, I don't want to jump a tank anytime soon just to find out. And you don't want to jump a bullet just to find out either. How silly is that? Alright. I think the points are strictly for gaining the targets. And passing a level. Because I don't even think riding the Solar Sailor actually gives me any points. That was far too close. Oh man, because you can also slow your speed on the elevators, but by then it's usually too late. Yeah, I just jumped to that one in there. I didn't see any points, at least. No points seen for doing that. Points for that one, 48. No points for the Solar Sailor. Alright. So it's strictly just passing the level and gaining all of the targets that you're jumping for. And I don't even think jumping the bullets was something that... Again, not something I want to test anytime soon. I'm going to reset this. That's just going to be a bad run otherwise. Which has horrible implications in the Tron universe. It's like I just deleted that particular... Not user, but that player got deleted thanks to my incompetence. Oh, sorry, buddy. So that's interesting that after the first level... Is it about 5,000 a level? Is that what's going on here? And is there actually some sort of a point benefit to getting more than one at a time? No, I think it's probably, if it's 9,200 there, then it's like, what, 46? That'd be interesting if it's a clear, exact amount each level with no variation. And I think, no, because now that's 138, and that might actually go into it too. Again, I'm not thinking straight. My math is only so good. While concentrating on other things as well. But it seems to me like it might be the exact same amount of points each and every time. Which which, if nothing else, is interesting to me. That there's no extra point incentives for jumping over tanks or jumping over bullets. Or doing much of anything other than just your tasks, basically. There's no multipliers that I see, at least, per level. Okay. It's 200. 400 for the ones on this level. And 800. So is that what's going on here? 100 for that level. $200 for each on that level. 400 on that one. 800 on the other one. Okay, so it's double. That makes sense. In doing that, you could almost see exactly how many levels our world record guy ended up getting to. And take a pretty good guess at how many of the ones he got on his last level. Yeah, that was a little too close. So this will be 200. And this will be 400. And these will be 800. Making those, yeah, so 1,600, that's 2,000. Oh, that's funny if that's right. It's 2,600 points. What I'm not paying attention to, though, is, oh no, the amount of points that I get for passing a level. How funny that a game on the 2,600 has 2,600 points per level before you pass it. Assuming that I'm right about the 800 up here, that's 1,600 on the top, 400 on the next level down because the Solar Sailor takes out part of it. 200 and 200, 100 and 100. So yeah, it's 2,600 points per level. And I'm totally going up there for no good reason. So doing 4, okay. And possibly as much as 2,000 points for passing a level. I might be... Again, I'm kind of... That was horrible. No. I did not want this. Definitely did not want that. Solar Sailor could practically work, and that's exactly 2,000 each there, so it's 4,600 per level. There you go. 2,600 worth of points that can be jumped for targets. 2,600 in points, and 2,000 for each level pass. And I don't think it's changing. Yeah, it's exactly the same each time. Alright. Well, that's good to know. But more to the point, that also gives me a good idea of how many levels I need to pass in order to reach my 100,000 goal too. If it's 4,600 for each, it means 46,000 is 10 levels, so it's just over 20 levels. If I can pass just over 20 levels, then I will reach my goal of 100,000. Last-ditch effort on that one. That is not what I wanted to do, for what it's worth. Alright, get over here. Because I'm Scorpion all of a sudden. Oh, I'd be bad timing almost. Alright. Almost really bad timing. Okay. Boy, I'm thankful to be out of that one. Alright. And let's ease up. Yeah. No. Alright. It sounded like a bit there. No. For those who've seen the film. Alright. 40 minutes in. Hell. Walked right into that. 65. Okay, so now... Let's see, got about 20 minutes there. We're going to do this again. And I need to... I don't need to, but I got my stopwatch. I'm basically trying to... I may have already said this. Wouldn't be surprised at this point. Where I'm trying to make sure that I play each game for about an hour, because that ends up being an episode. That was ridiculous, and I'm restarting. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Just ran right into a grid bug. Because I was actually wondering if the grid bugs there on the bottom hurt you. And the answer is yes, they do. I thought, hey, they may be harmless. No, they are not harmless. Should have known that just from the Tron arcade game. And Tron Solar Sailor. Like, so why I thought they were... For some reason, why I thought they were harmless is just beyond me. So now, knowing what we know about the score... 92... See, that doesn't... I don't think that lines up... Yes, it does, actually. 9,200. So that means... For 92,000, I need to beat 20 levels. I need to beat 22 levels to reach where I need to go. Where I'm aiming for will require 22 levels of victory. And thus far I have 2 on this game. And that is a bad... Okay, we're restarting again. Alright. So... 22 levels, that's what I need here. I'm on level 1. And losing steam quick. All right. That'd be 2. Level 3. 4. Maybe this would be level 5. No. Level 7. I was hoping for the best there, and that did not work out well. I should have been safe, but I was not. Alright, I think that's level 9 now. I know I shouldn't have been safe. It just felt like I should have been safe, but I wasn't. So that's not how this game works. Alright. Possibly level 10. No, because the amount of score doesn't match up with it. I will have beat 10 levels, though. Actually, that might be, because I will have beat 10 levels when I have 46,000, which should be at the end of this. Bad. This is not going well. I definitely do not think I'm going to reach my goal this time. It's not going to happen. Especially with mistakes like that. Run! Actually, that's an interesting concept I had not considered with the Solar Sailor. And I'm thinking it, but I can't quite speak it yet. But I was able, with the Solar Sailor, to cross the line and jump back. And that's not a strategy that I had previously considered, at least out loud. That's bad. Yeah, okay. Got about 12 minutes left, roughly. Yeah, I don't know that I'm beating that 97,000 tonight. I just don't. Don't know. Alright. We'll go back to just the percentages or whatever. Fractions, I guess. 1/10 of the way there, etc. They're good motivators. And it's partially through every third level. Once you get through every third level. In fact, let's get exact here. I think now with that and this, Okay, so by the time I reach the third level, on the third level, I will have crossed a threshold that I need. That's kind of fun. Third level of the third level, every third level, leads to crossing a 10,000 point threshold. Approximately. Might be an easier way of remembering it, don't know. We'll see. Good run. It probably won't be every third level. Like this one, it's not actually. Totally isn't. Well, I just screwed up the rotation because, now it's the fourth. Because I screwed up the rotation of where I grabbed from at that time. But for the most part, it'll be every third level on the third level. That was where it gets thrown off a little bit, partially because it's not exact when you reach it. I guess that makes sense because you're technically not reaching exactly to a 10,000 point marker when you do. If it was exact, then it would be a lot more likely, I would say, that it would always be every third level on the third level. Not how it's going to work, though. But I am now curious about that statistic. Oh, I hope I don't drop on him. It seemed like I was really close. Yeah, now, and that time, it was on the fourth level again. Okay, so, go figure. Starts on the third level. The next time that you cross it, that same point threshold, it's on the fourth level. Oh, man. Don't like that. Don't remotely like that. Okay. Get over here. Yeah. Oops. See, now the solar sailor's so fast that it would make sense to use it just to get where I need to go. Get that. Yeah, get out of there too. Yes. Yes! Alright. So I'm genuinely curious because of the way the numbers work. Will there be times when I pass that threshold? Assuming that every time I'm attempting to get all of the targets from the lower levels first. Like, how often will it be that I get it? Like that time it's by passing a level. So it went from third to fourth each time, third each time to the fourth each time, up to that point. I'm just putting too much thought in this, probably. But it's 10,000 point thresholds have been on the third level, the fourth level, and passing a level. It's far too close for my liking. That's even closer because it was a hit. And I'm clearly losing my focus. Alright. No! Oh my goodness. Did not like that. Not one bit. jump up here. That was horrible. I had the right thing in mind. I was just not quick enough on the draw. And I honestly thought I was out of lives right there, so I'm kind of surprised that I lived. Yeah, let's not do that. And it's passing a level again. Can't do it. Alright. Get out of there. Yes. Yeah, I like that. For the moment, at least. Okay, get out. Oh man, right into a grid bug, and that was an awful way to die. We're getting... Okay. I have... Okay, probably one more game left in me here. And then, we'll see. This is so painfully slow now. Every time. Again, assuming that I'm going to attempt to get all of the targets from the lower levels first, I will reach my first 10,000 on the third level. Right there. Okay. Next time that I reach my 10,000, it should be on the fourth level. Not yet, of course. It's also not 3 levels away at that point. It's 2. And I won't reach on the 4th level now because of the fact that I grabbed targets from higher levels first. Well, that was just silly. Alright. Ah! Yeah, it's not looking good. That was super silly. Oh, I swore I was out of lives. Kind of glad I'm not, because I also felt like I was potentially on a roll of sorts. This is not going to end well, though. Okay, 50,000. Okay, here we are. I probably just need to make sure that I drop to the lower levels the second that it's possible. Like, once it's clear. And if I were to do that and get into a pattern of that, it would minimize the amount of deaths. In any case, I just jump right into a tank. To my doom, I do not beat my... You know what? I'm going to do it one more time. That felt close enough that I'm just going to say the hell with it. We'll go a little longer than an hour this time. I want a better, like, feel-goodish ending to this. It's not always like a Hollywood film, but... And that's for aiming for 1/10 of the world record. That's ridiculous, but I do feel like I might be onto something with that concept of dropping to the lower level at the earliest possible convenience. Like, you get a chance to go up here and go for one of those usually, like in the later levels. Like, this is more time than one would normally have. Like, it's like you almost want to run to the other side and immediately drop as soon as it's safe to do so. Like, they're coming from this left side, so I need to jump right behind them. He came from that side, so I need to jump right behind him. They came from this side, so I need to be running and then drop down immediately. And something as simple as that might be the difference between surviving longer. Alright, we're starting to get back into the swing of this speed of this too here. Alright. Okay, so that is actually the exact opposite of what I should be doing. Okay. Same here. That is totally the opposite. And I need to be running. Yeah, that was what I needed to not be doing as well. Oh my goodness. Stop testing and get here. No. Get out of there. So yes, he came from the left, so I need to be on the left. Okay, they came from the left, so I need to be on the left, and I need to run. Worked out pretty good that time. So they're coming from the left, I need to jump up to the left here. He came from the right, I need to be doing it from the right. He was from the left, I need to get to the left and run and immediately drop down. As soon as I clear, jump down. Get up here. That works. Alright. Okay. Came from this side, so I actually need to not do that. My goodness. Okay. Alright, so he's going to come from the left, so I need to be there. Okay, from over here, get one jump at it and jump down. Okay, come from the same side they're on. One shot. Okay. Okay, get behind. Directly behind. Directly behind, run. Drop. Get up here. One chance at a jump. Drop. Up here, one chance at a run. Get it. Directly behind. Directly behind. Okay, directly behind and run and drop. Okay. Doing anything beyond that is taking a chance. Granted, there's times where it's like, why aren't I staying up there longer? Because we've seen what happens when I do. It doesn't tend to bode well. Drop down. I don't like this at all. Don't like being behind it either. Behind the proverbial 8 ball, so to speak. Alright. Got one shot at it. Get out of there. That was living dangerously for what it's worth. Get up. Get up. Yep. Alright. Now we're getting a pattern that's actually working. This is, I think, how I ended up getting the high score that I got last time, too. I'm remembering that I'm reformulating the same strategy that I had back then. This is exactly how I did it. Yeah. Now we're talking. Pattern's making sense now. Alright. That's backwards from what I needed to be, but I'll take it. Run and drop. He's on that side this time. Run and drop. Can take a couple of seconds longer, but anything beyond dropping right away is definitely chancing it. Okay. Yep. I'm wondering how I can get the Solar Sailor into this part. Behind the 8 ball again. Don't like it. Yeah, there it is. Drop. Okay, there you are. Boom. Alright. Up. Yep, there it is. Perfect. Oh man, this could be good. Or bad. And it was bad there at least, but just that momentary excitement that I gotta be careful about. It's just as bad as getting out of the swing of it once you've lost a life, and I'm proving it. I'm proving it firsthand here. tendency to get out of that zone. That's awful. Don't do that again, please. Alright. Okay, this is... No. My goodness, no. Alright. Well, it's just not gonna happen. That... I was on the right track, and then you saw what happened, if you were watching this anyway. So 97.6 is going to be the best that I can do on this. I'm gotta call it because it's been over an hour and 10 minutes. But I might come back to this another time. Sad that I was not able to beat my own high score this time. But it also gets a nice thing out of the way. By not beating it, it means that there's not nearly as much pressure for later episodes to make sure that I beat the score before ending an episode. So... yeah, that's good, actually, ultimately. That's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. Thank you very much for watching, and let's click the end episode buttons.